as
But
Keely
he-
Griffin puts it. Fuck it! I'll do it live!
Well, that was perfect. That was a great starting to episode 3. I think it's I want to say episode 4 every time because it goes half 1 2 and then this is technically
Yeah,
3,
I know.
and it
3.5.
bugs the crap out of me.
I know. Yeah, it was your idea too.
Well, it was a
funny.
good way to start out. I've also just completely blanked out. I was gonna talk about something right when you guys got finished talking, and I was like, I had something on whatever we were talking about. Oh, our outros. I love our outros because it's so random, and every outro that we've had, somebody has fucked up. It's just so fun.
Oh yeah,
Gelf.
that's true.
Bite me, CR.
Anyway, so what you guys been up to? What you guys been playing? I've been super busy all week.
I've been thinking about doing that intro that we just talked about and never did.
And we didn't do, yeah.
Go ahead, fuck it. We're live. You just said we're gonna do it live.
Oh, we are doing it
before.
live. All right, I'm Cody. T-Max Survival.
Oh, also we've been on for over 2 minutes now, so I mean it's just
Yeah, keep it going.
That's console required. Brandon, I'm Gelf. Ethan.
And Tiffany is not here right now.
Tiffany is out of the building.
I'm here.
There she is.
What? I guess I'll
She's
take part of this.
ignored all
podcast.
of us. My goodness.
Oh, good.
And Hot Slice is back this week because Bearded is AWOL at work. So we've
Yeah,
got
He's been
apparently-
called in all weekend.
This is
Yeah.
my last. This is my only Sunday.
Yeah, this is like the thing with
Really?
Bearded's.
Yeah.
The thing with Bearded's is that he's on call every 4th week. So for the
Yeah.
next 3 podcasts, Bearded will be able to join us, and then we're gonna have to find a fill-in, which
Well,
God forbid, I'm sure we can
not
find somebody in a
necessarily.
month.
The reason he said he got called in all week is because they were doing like inventory stuff, and he's cleaning up after contract workers that were out there that do
Oh, okay.
half-ass jobs. And so, like, normally he won't get called in on his call-in weekends. He doesn't necessarily work, but he's been working every day this weekend because they've had to call him in to help do inventory and all this stuff.
Also,
So,
Bearded-
you know,
Bearded has a really cool job, but it's terrifying. He
terrifying.
works on wind turbines. It's very
Oh shit.
Dude,
yeah, it's very
he sent me
cool.
pictures yesterday, and
I refuse
Eh.
those pictures.
no, he was inside, and then then he took a picture from the ground, and all the big one. He was like, "Oh, going to another one," and it was giant. And he was inside. He's like, "It's not bad when you're inside." And then he showed me a picture. The ladders are held up by magnets inside.
Are you? No, that's
Yep.
scary. That's scary.
They have to be super strong. That's why I was like, no. And then there's like a lift, like a climber helper that like raises it. I don't know how it works, but I was like, yeah, I would definitely have to use that out of fear. I couldn't climb. So he was like, oh, look, there's a little like inside. This is a little platform. You can take naps here if you want. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think my
Also,
body could
crane
handle that.
company, My mom's crane company had a special
Oh,
crane
God.
brought over from Germany in order to build those fucking things. They're
Oh.
huge, they're terrifying, and you would
Terrifying.
not believe if something goes wrong on those things, you're toast. You're absolutely
Yeah, oh, it's so high up. It's ridiculous. Couldn't do it. Like my brother does at my job. He's a crane operator there, and I think they're 50 feet in the air, and they just
That's
on
it.
cranes.
Yeah,
I
10
think
feet's
it's
enough for
50.
me. Oof.
Yeah, 10 feet's enough for me. I think it's 50. I can't remember what it is, but sometimes the crane breaks down and you're stuck up in a little tiny box for 4 hours. Like he was stuck up a couple days ago for 4 hours sitting up there, and he had a pee bottle. That's how bad it is.
A
They take
normal
pee bottles
wind
up there.
turbine is
Just pee off the crane.
328 feet.
Yeah, I was
tall.
about to say Beard is taking a picture on top of them, and it
Fuck no.
is horrifying.
Terminal velocity at least, or nothing at all.
God, it just no, I couldn't do
328
it.
feet. Holy shit.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, it's cool. The pictures he sends us from time to time.
Yeah, they're cool.
I think he said there's enough room inside the housing for at least one person or one and a half.
Oh, like inside the thing.
Yeah,
The
like you can
tube
see
up?
you can see the casing that holds like the engine and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like You know, he shows us all the tools they have to like drag up, and it's hundreds of pounds of tools.
And he's above average height and everything.
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
So that's just probably tiny. Yeah, it's probably tiny to him.
Taller. I know he's taller than me.
Spinning in there and shit.
Oh no! And then it wobbles. Everything that tall wobbles a little bit. Oh hell no!
Literally made to catch
my
one.
shit. I'd pass out. I'd probably pass out. My anxiety would probably give me a heart attack.
So apparently I brought up a site that talks about, like FAQs about wind turbines or whatever. And it says turbines are high voltage electrical devices with large moving parts. It is estimated that for every 100 turbines, one blade will break off. In the winter, heavy sheets of ice can build up and then fall off or be thrown off. Oh my.
Oh yeah, I think Bearded said something about that in the winter. He had to be careful. I think he told me something about that.
If you slip once, you're straight up dead.
Not even that, just stuff falling off the top. Not in New Mexico necessarily, but.
I mean, they do have harnesses to hold themselves on and stuff, and that's
still F that,
safety.
There was a situation back. I remember reading an article about it. There was a fire that started in the nacelle.
The two guys up there.
Case. Yeah, the two guys that died.
Yeah, they both. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to them about
that. One jumped off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one tried to climb through the fire, and that's tough. That would be my ultimate fear, I think.
I think mine is being flattened.
That would be so instant.
Like,
no.
Being in a situation that you can't escape from, but it's like a slow,
it's just sitting there.
death.
Yeah. Because, it's either that one guy went through the fire where you're burning alive, or you jump off and then you got 5 seconds of free fall where it's just, yeah, it's just rough.
You're going to end up as a smear on the ground.
Yeah, that's... And
I'm
it's
a Wile E.
horrible for those
Coyote,
people,
this
but...
bitch.
Acme!
Purple dildo
Nothing works.
Cushion my mouth.
Oh, to cushion my mouth!
Sorry.
Oh, I got the wrong backpack!
See how many people get that reference?
No one.
Sorry, one more. 10% fruit juice, motherfuckers. Sorry,
I'm sorry. We're done. Behind you, blow your brains out.
It's the goods. If no one has seen it.
God, I love that
movie's so good. Okay, so now that we have Tiffany, I wanted to talk about Apex stuff because Okay, so she's the only one here that plays Apex. So, and it's kind of one of those things where it was like, oh, this is like a new battle royale and it's gonna compete with Fortnite, blah blah blah, this and that, and then all of a sudden, they talked about the 700,000 accounts that were banned, which, I brought that up with Tiffany at one point. And what'd you say? You want me to repeat it for you? Okay.
No, I got it. I think that when they ban the 700,000 people, it doesn't even really matter because they still are cheating. I played 10 games with a couple friends of mine, and out of those 10 games, I think between about 5 or 6 of those games, we were involved with about 2 to 3 hackers each game.
Dang.
There was one where we were at I forgot what place we were at, but we were somewhere in the map and we kept shooting this guy and he would not get damage and we were hitting him, literally hitting him, and he was just killing us. And then it was horrible. He would not take any damage. Because when you hit someone, of course, pops up their damage 25, 30, 100, blah, blah, blah. And this guy was not even getting hit by us, and we had to report him. And then there's certain things they do with the guns that make it super accurate. They could, what do you call it? Where they
aimbot,
hit scan,
aimbot, but they also can turn to the left and automatically hit your head, and then it's just what is it? Oh my god, I can't.
Oh, it just scans from player to player, is what you're saying?
Auto kill or what? Auto shoot. It just automatically goes to that person and they just hit and stuff. It gets annoying. I stopped playing for a little bit just because it gets super annoying because you can tell that people are cheating.
Yeah.
And they have the same cheating app as Fortnite does. And
it's also how the company deals with the cheaters, not because
Yeah.
Fortnite, I will say, is really good about that at catching people. They can almost ban them mid-game a lot of times if they're caught soon enough. That
Well, and
it's pretty insane. They're quick on it because they, I don't know. To me, it seems like they care more about their game than
yeah,
Apex.
well, see, Apex understands that they did shitty with this battle royale, and I can agree because it is shitty.
Like
And
everyone agreed with that.
it was a waste of money, and at least with Fortnite, you got more stuff out of it. You got like it was fun, and it was like, oh, we got like you could do one quest and boom, you got a skin. And you're like, oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah! Here, like you have to like play like 10 games, and you're like, oh yay, I got 50 coins, woo! Like,
Yeah,
it's just stupid. I don't know.
So
yeah,
so,
it's tough for a newer game.
So with this, because this is bleeding into a conversation that I think we've touched on. We touched on it briefly, but with Apex in decline of like their numbers and such, because Fortnite is such like a dominant force. But then there's also that story of 100-hour work weeks over at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like killing employees, well, not killing employees, but
No.
that's a lot of pressure because they put out an update every single week. It keeps them on top, but it's not healthy. But then when someone actually does do a healthy alternative, they skyrocket up and then it just tanks back down because people are so used to Fortnite coming out with new stuff. Like, I mean, it's fast. It is so fast.
That's also them not having, like, yeah, they work. I'm guessing not everyone, but there's probably specific people in the company that work a lot of hours there. But in my opinion, it's your job, and you're getting paid. And if you don't want to work there, you can leave. But I'm guessing if because they make so much money, they have so much money, they could hire more people and spread the load out. But I just think they have their core team that is always on it every week, changing something every day, almost adding patches and stuff like this, that they don't want to add new people to it that could not help necessarily.
Here's the thing though, is that when you're in a job that you love and you're doing you're doing really well at it and you're being successful, you shouldn't have to work 100-hour work weeks and kill yourself over something like that. Because if you leave, like, oh, I'm done with this is bullshit, I'm leaving, then somebody else is going to have to do that while they hire and train somebody else to do the job that you just left. So it makes the situation even worse. And they're opening it up to more people to be even more miserable. You can't do that. You've got to change the business at home. You
But
can't
they
just
can't
up and
change
leave.
that.
Yeah,
You
a
can't just
good
up-
example is
No.
actually the post office, like right where I work. I'm working 100-hour work weeks, and I mean the solution is hire more people, and the workload does start to dissipate.
It evens out, yeah.
But man, if one of us leaves, which people get converted into regulars, and it's actually we've been converting quite a lot lately, and man, the workload gets so bad when people convert because we're down a person now. Well, not necessarily down a person, but they can be like,
they're out
I'm a
8
regular.
hours.
I work 8 hours now. It's like, it's lame.
Yeah, and that's the solution, especially with this company that's so much money and is constantly making money and spending money on the pro scene, which doesn't make sense. They can just hire more people, and that's less a year than having $100 million pro scene, and it continues our game because it with the latest update, it's clear they care about the 90%, not the 10% that are pros. They care about the 90% of the core of their game. So why put the 100 million into the pro scene just for it to not necessarily go to waste, but I mean,
Well, see, the ultimate problem is that you've got content updates, you said, every week?
Constantly.
Yeah, big ones
And
every week. Not
then
big
ones
minor.
every week.
Well, like CMAC, like you said, there's a core group, and
Yeah.
if one of those core group tried to leave,
everything
would fucking
everything
shut
up.
down.
Yeah.
What they should be doing is diminish the workload, hire more people, get them
Exactly.
trained up to the same level, things like that. But the problem is they're not fucking doing it.
No. Yeah, and you can
money.
tell because they.
Quote,
Well,
unquote.
I will say I don't know how old that article was, and it may be changing behind the scenes. We just don't know.
Yeah.
But
And the other
especially with that
question
article
is-
coming out,
do they get compensation for that extra hours? Because most time they don't. Most of the time, you're expected to work 100-hour work weeks with no extra compensation,
That
no
also
extra
depends on,
pay.
but that also depends on the job and the what you sign up to work for. Because like a lot of factory stuff, like I work in, that's what I've done. It's 40 hours, anything after that time and a half, and then Sundays are double time. So
Well, the problem is between factory workers
yeah,
have union, you have
yeah,
set
that and that's
rules.
the big problem with tech type jobs.
Every time they've
Yeah,
tried to unionize, it's just gone shitty. And it would be
yeah.
amazing if they could, because then they would get more protections and things
To
like
an
that.
extent, I don't.
It's a
I like
double-edged
unions,
sword.
but I don't like them. That's definitely a double-edged sword. Because there's a lot of lazy, shitty people that work here.
If
That
you heard about mine, whew,
yeah, and
I love
his
it,
are
but
terrible.
I hate it.
Yeah,
You know, the
like they
other
help
thing-
you get secure pay raises
Well,
and
hold on,
help
hold
you
on.
save your job if you were to have some stupid thing come back on you where you didn't do anything, but the company's just being an a-hole to you. They can help your job, but they also help the lazy people keep their job when they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's the double-edged sword.
I love unions. I don't hate unions, but I dislike the people who abuse the ruling of the unions. Okay.
Abuse it.
Go ahead.
And there's people like that in everything.
Well, the other problem is that in the video game development industry, you've got crunch when you're working on like Mass Effect 3 or whatever.
A lot of deadlines,
You've got your production schedule, something goes wrong, and all of a sudden at the end of the game, like, uh-oh, guys, we've got to get this done.
Yeah.
Let's pound an entire month's worth of work into a week. Okay, crunch, that's going to kill you, blah, 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 but at least it's not constant. Crunch every fucking week?
Yeah, that's
I'm surprised
rough.
these people haven't started yet, like, going insane. That's the kind of like mental and emotional stress that will drive someone into the arms of a counselor or a psychologist. And I mean, that's not healthy. That's not healthy.
It's very unhealthy. Yeah, no, we should take a lot of notes from other countries where there's some where it's like they work 30-something hour weeks and you get paid full-time pay, and you get paid better, you get more vacation, sick leave, you get like a guaranteed.
Adding a fucking ping pong table to the break room does not equal taking care of your fucking employees.
And yeah,
we added a vending machine. Here you go.
Thank God. We added a vending machine. You got to pay free food though. No, there's a. Yeah, it just when they're working that much, it's definitely hard. Like adding small stuff, depending on your job, because staring at a screen for 15 hours a day is not healthy for you. And so they're sitting there not probably having good posture, all this stuff, not eating good because they need the caffeine and the sugar to keep them up. And
so
I mean, you hope people are healthy about it, but
not only are you tearing people
lack
down
of sleep,
physically,
yeah,
but you're tearing them down emotionally, you're tearing them down mentally,
Yeah.
You're causing more problems. See, the thing is, the human body, we do have like a battery. And if we run too low for too long, things start to fucking fall apart. So if you've got this core group, and I'm assuming there's a core group over at Fortnite, but if there's this core group and they're constantly running at 150% trying to get all this shit done, I mean, how long are they going to last? This is not going to go. I mean, change it to a month release or something so these guys have more time to get this shit done.
I like to think of it as, see, like, in my own way, like I can push it, 150%. Like that, I'm going, and then towards the end of my day, I start to wear down. And if I maintain that speed, I become really reckless. So I go from really efficient to really reckless, but I still maintain the speed. You know what I'm saying?
Because your brain isn't getting the rest it needs and the interaction it needs with everything, not just the computer screen. So that fucks you up, man. Mentally is not good.
Well,
but if they were to switch it from, I think that's the thing that keeps Fortnite so ahead is people have something to look forward to every week. Like if they were to go a month, it would ruin their business plan. And which, granted, that's just the business side, and it doesn't help the people. But I think that's why I'm guessing with articles like that coming out, I'm sure they're people to the staff or helping that out because there's got to be something.
You'd hope so.
Because they're really good about not trying to have a shitty name. Like if something comes out, like all these lawsuits that come at them, and they end up winning every single one, they try to make everything look better. So, and so if there's people that need help and they're working too much, I'm sure they have to be behind the scenes. They're a smart company. It definitely seems like they're super smart, especially Epic. Like, Epic is a smart group.
Epic is full of shit.
I don't know.
Just gonna throw that fucking out there and seeing if that sticks.
Well,
she
they're gonna
just
start
learned that
competing with fucking
she just
Steam,
learned
so.
that Epic made Fortnite. Oh god. No, I'm
now
kidding. She's like, now it
here's the
makes
problem.
sense.
Here's
Go
the
ahead.
problem that I have with Epic, and I was talking with a friend of mine actually on this exact topic. We are talking about the Epic Game Store, right? Just making
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
All right. So apparently, do you guys know what Outer Wilds is?
I just saw that. It was for a timed release on there.
Sounds
Now,
familiar.
Here's
I'll
the
look it
thing: is
I don't know what it is. I just read a
Outer
headline earlier.
Wilds. Yeah, Outer Wilds is like a spaceship game or whatever that got crowdfunded on Kickstarter. And crowdfunded on Kickstarter, it had the promise of being released on Steam. Now
Oh
all
yeah,
of a sudden,
they're taking it back. Yeah.
now all of a sudden, it's an Epic exclusive.
Okay, but you can't blame that on Epic because that's the company that created it.
No. The problem is that Epic has a shitty storefront.
They have a
it's
terrible one. They're
slapped
definitely
together,
going to have to fix it.
and
Yeah,
they're
100%.
throwing
Security sucks.
so much money at different developers and so much money at trying to unseat Steam that.
But how can you be mad at that? Because it's not that Steam's terrible, because Steam's great. It's what I use. But Epic they got so much money and so big from Fortnite, they want to grow their company, so they're going to start creating. They're going to get exclusives to their thing, so they get a bigger community, get more people into their side.
I understand that, but they're
Purely
poaching
business.
games now. They're
100%,
and
they have to get the popularity.
No, they don't. They've got enough fucking money to pay off to start developing their own multi-million-dollar games outside of Fortnite.
Speaking of
the
poaching
problem
games,
is that
they
go ahead.
they actually recently poached Rocket League off Steam.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
Yep.
See,
but I think they can change it. I think they can make it better. No, I don't think so.
Well, they bought the company. They bought Psyonix.
Yeah, they bought the company. Yeah.
I just don't think that throwing money at a bunch of developers and trying to buy up all these exclusives to force people to come over to your platform and force you to play it. Now, on one hand, you've got exclusives like PlayStation exclusives, which this is becoming more and more rare every day. But the thing is with those titles, you had games that were developed specifically for your platform, specifically for your console. You weren't poaching them away from another marketplace.
No.
And a Kickstarter game, which people were promised was going to come out on one,
that's
is now a timed exclusive on another. That's bullshit.
I'll say that's fucked, but that's also on the company that sold their soul to Epic. They didn't have to. They had the promise of things.
It's Epic's fault for doing it in the first place. You don't blame the person who sold. Here, think of it this way: you go to the crossroads. No. Your mother is dying of some unknown disease, so you sell your soul to the crossroads devil, so she'll live. Whose fault is it? Is it you for going to the crossroad, or is it the crossroad devil for making it happen? It's both of their fucking faults.
No, the crossroad devil gave you a chance. You chose. You're your own person.
The crossroads devil
their own
fucking
company. They chose
to begin with. It's both of their faults.
That doesn't involve. That's not a thing in business.
You can't walk into a pit of spikes unless somebody built the fucking pit of spikes. Okay.
That's different.
I don't think it is.
That's totally different. That's not an analogy that fits with business because that company did they have all their crowdfunding?
Yeah, they were completely crowdfunded.
Okay, so then they didn't need to choose Epic. They chose Epic because that's going to get their game much more notoriety, especially with younger kids nowadays, than it will on Steam.
They chose Steam.
But they didn't because they chose Epic because they bought them. They chose the deal with Epic to be a timed release.
We don't know what the negotiations involved. They could have been browbeaten. They could have been bullied.
No.
They could have been like, hey, here's all of this extra money, and you can betray
that's exactly what it
all of your backers for money. Sell your souls to the crossroads.
But you just said that. No, you just said they can betray their backers. It's not Epic betraying anyone. It's they chose more money over their backers.
So how can you say that? I have a really
It's Epic being predatory.
You have to be in business to make money. You have to be.
You don't have to be at all.
Yes, you do. If they want to be one of the bigger companies out there like Steam, they have to be.
Steam was now. Give me an example of when Steam was predatory in the way that Epic is.
They're not predatory. They just had. They
And
were
yet
the
they
only one
are-
out there that is able to get an audience. Now they're not. Now Epic's big enough to grab their own audience. So now they want to compete with Steam. They don't want to be friends with them. They want to compete like two big companies.
And by doing that, they are being predatory in their business practices. Console, you were going to say something?
I was gonna say it's like a married man walking down the street and a sex worker saying, "Hey, baby, you want to come have a
And
good
that's
time?"
the married man for choosing it. That's his fault. You don't blame a sex worker.
He's like, "Well, I don't
Exactly.
know. That seems like a really bad idea." They're like, "I'll give you $100 million." They're like, "Well, all right." Hold on.
Again, his
I
decision.
don't know. Seems like a really good idea unless you're coming
Epic
away with an
Games
STD or something. Just saying.
Well, even then, $100 million can cure anything. I think almost.
I'm gonna see.
Unless you're diabetic,
STD
and you
wise.
have to pay for your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's $100
you
million.
have to take your own insulin.
Oh no.
It lasts for like 6 months.
I was gonna look up how much Epic bought Rocket League for because I'm actually kind of curious on what they're like.
Psionics, yeah.
Or Psionics,
But
yeah.
see,
sorry.
and that deal, I think it's going to be better. I think that deal actually will make Rocket League better because Rocket League's been stale for the last few years.
Yeah, they'll get a lot more funding probably towards
I
it.
think they're going to get more funding. They're going to get more creative people in there. It's going to help overall.
They're going to force
Rather
more
than-
crunch. More people are going to burn out. More people are going to fry and hate their
No,
jobs.
because Rocket League isn't that
Yeah.
popular of a game. I don't think it's going to be like that.
I don't know. If they want to make it popular, they got to be willing to throw the money at it, and then they're going to do weekly releases.
And I'm
Huh.
sure the people working at
Or full circle.
Psionics are aware, oh, well, we're probably going to get laid off soon because our game's not doing great. Well, we'll work a little bit more so we can have our jobs. You know, there's both sides of this. It sucks having to work more, of course, always. But you don't want to be out of a job because your game's failing either. And it's been on the decline for a few years. But I think creatively it's a good decision for the Psionics people.
Now let's take this in another direction and talk about Rocket League getting fucking review bombed because it got bought out.
I hate that
Ignoring,
shit.
you
I
know,
think
like
people are stupid.
Oh, really? That's a
Exactly.
thing?
Yeah,
I think
ignoring the fact like the whole Epic versus Psionics, whatever. Like that's its own fucking boxing league.
Yeah, but just because a game came out is leaving Steam, people are bashing it. But it's not. It has nothing to do with that company.
Well, the thing is reviews should be exclusive to the quality of the game,
Yes,
giving people
exactly.
an idea of what they're buying. You
100%.
shouldn't feel free to
Oh, no.
lambast the shit out of it because
And that's
oh,
why-
no, it's on a platform I don't want.
Yeah, and that's why I hate. Like they said, Borderlands 3 is going to be exclusive to Epic, and then everyone's like, "Okay, we'll wait a year and we'll illegally pirate it and all this stuff." I mean, if you
Well, you
really want to
wait
play
a
the game,
year.
it shouldn't matter. Yeah, a
It's
year
a
it's going to be
time
on Steam, right?
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But then people were saying, "Oh, we'll just illegally download it right when it comes out, just because." I'm like, to me, that's
Well,
like those
piracy, and that's bullshit.
yeah, it's ignorant people. Yeah, I just
Now, with what I think is might actually be kind of a good thing about this this whole timed release thing is it
Yeah.
does extend the life of the game
yes.
because you're going to have people who
in a year
say,
it'll
"Fuck it, I'm
jump in
playing."
sales, just
Right.
huge. Yeah,
But at that point, are the people that that put their blood, sweat, and tears into the initial release, are they still going to get the benefit of that second release, or are they
I think
burnt
so. I
out
think
and not going to be playing anymore? Because you don't get paid for a
Oh.
game that you released
that's
if
true.
you stop working at that company. Because you're
Yeah,
a cog
but I
in-
mean that's how it works in any job. If you stop working at that company, no, and no one knows the back end deals that they have. So, I'm sure the people that are making the game once it's technically not a timed or once it's not an Epic exclusive, I think it does still go to that company. I don't think it all goes to certain people, especially when it's not on one platform.
No, see, that's what I mean. Like when the developers, when you
Yeah.
get paid for the release of your game, great, and you get you get the continuing income from it. If you're so burnt out that you don't even want to look at the sun anymore, you can't drag yourself outside because you have to grab as many precious seconds of sleep before you go back to the crunch. Is that worth it?
Yeah, well, I think that also depends on the games, because like a Fortnite where it's a battle royale got to update all the time. A bigger game like Borderlands 3 where it's like every 2-3 months they got to come out with something. I think it's a little less, and it also depends on the game, because like wasn't there talks like Red Dead? Was Red Dead one where they had some crazy stuff, or GTA or some big ass game that they had a lot of issues with people working a lot and stuff?
I mean,
I don't remember.
It's a very common theme.
Yeah,
it's
especially
huge right
with
now.
AAA games. Like AAA games are just it's hard to keep an audience on a game for a long time now, because attention spans and all this stuff. If your game's not constantly updating like Fortnite, it's very hard to keep audience into it.
It was Rockstar Games. And
Okay,
it was
Rockstar,
Red Dead,
yeah.
100-hour work.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, same thing. But it was a great game, and they're definitely proud of their work. But again, they have to work a lot and all this stuff, and it's again, that's double edged too, because you want to do it, you want to put your effort into making a great game, but you don't want to kill yourself doing it. So
do you guys think that the indie scene has kind of inadvertently caused a lot of this? Because a lot of indie games like roguelikes are like procedurally generated and like a new experience every time. Like it's like the same puzzle pieces, but the puzzle pieces go into a different puzzle every time. And it's like the replayability is really high compared to a lot of the AAA games.
Well, yeah, like Stardew, like the one guy made that game, and then it became like such a giant
5
hit.
years, but
yeah, but once it's released, it becomes a giant hit, and then so AAA games where they have 50 to 100 workers working on a shitty Call of Duty game.
I was gonna say like Call of Duty or something. Or...
Yeah, every year they just make a shittier version of it. So, like, they're working on that, and it takes them a full year, a lot of work, 100-hour work weeks, all this crazy shit. They're not as passionate, I don't think, as creating something as that one guy. And when that one game hits so big, I think to them that's like a gut punch, because they're like, what the hell? Like,
I think this is going in the wrong direction, if nothing else. I do think that the
Kind of,
indie
yeah.
scene has done a great job in pushing, these unknowns or 1, 2, 3, 5 man
Yes.
teams, whatever, into the limelight and things like that. And it's good. And I like that. But at the same time, the triple A's are coming back with, apparently, if you look at Epic, they're coming back with 100-hour work weeks instead of learning from the indie games, seeing what makes them popular. They're continuing to try to push the candy sale every week for, here's a new skin. Oh, hey, we rigged a new emote. Ooh, stuff like that. Instead of actually building and releasing,
I'm addicted to it.
Instead of releasing it like actual content, they're releasing.
Well, they do content too. Every Thursday is a new update to the game. Every Thursday they have a new update. There's new challenges. There's new shit to the map.
That
everything
makes it worse, because not only are you doing skins, emotes, but then you start map.
Yeah, but I'm sure they have an art team and they have their team split up enough. I see. I would like, you can't because none of us know them, but I would like to talk to a worker now and see if in the past 3-4 weeks when that article came up, if anything has changed, because they definitely seem like a.
If anybody from Fortnite or Epic Games is listening right now, and you want to see it on the required podcast,
his tongue's fat.
Podcast required.
Whoa!
I'm working on getting
tongue, you can't move
podcast changed.
I'm gonna switch the R and the P one time, and it's gonna be Pequired Rodcast.
Rodcast.
And no one's gonna know.
The Rodcast. Oh, shit.
Real quick, I do want to throw out a disclaimer that none of us know what the fuck we're talking about, because none of us have ever been in these situations.
We just read the internet,
and none of us have ever
speculate.
had personal experience. So this is all bullshit, and it's also coming from someone who does not play multiplayer games, does not play battle royales.
Yeah.
I play battle royales. Come on, you don't gotta talk down to me like that. Come on, come on.
No, I'm saying like I don't do it, but I'm talking with people who do, and we're gonna have completely different explanations. Different.
Well, we all have different views on things too. So
that's really good. The fact that you don't play battle royales, and mind you, I only play one battle royale, so
me too. Yeah. We've tried other ones, but
we're just speculating.
I also have a very deep emotional response. Like it's very much an emotional reaction to Epic, simply because The Sinking City, this game by Frogwares that I have been looking forward to for so fucking long, is now going to be an Epic exclusive. And if I want to play it as from the perspective of a streamer, if I want to play it as early as possible and play it live so I can get, viewers and things like that, and have that experience and share it, I have to go to Epic for it. And then I'm going to have to buy it.
Yeah, but why does that matter? Because Epic's free.
Because I'm got to buy it twice if I'm going to keep my Steam library together, if I'm going to keep all of my games in one place.
But that's the thing, is you don't need that.
Well, hold on, I do, because I have over 700 fucking video games.
Yeah, on Steam, right?
On multiple platforms,
that's
and
what I'm saying.
forget that half of them exist, and I can't install them
from
other ones that have closed down and things like that, and I can't install all of them on a single computer and keep them on hand. So I depend on that.
No, not all of them, but
free install.
You can shuffle them out. But yeah, no, but I mean, Epic's free, just like Steam. It's the same concept. They just need to work on a few things to make their shit, their store work better with people. And I think they will coming up because of the big exclusives they have. I think because they got the exclusive to the next Tom Clancy game too.
Well, let me tell you a real quick story of an experience I had with Origin. You guys know Origin. It's
I don't use it.
EA's.
I know it well.
I had to buy Mass Effect 3 through Origin because that's how they released it. That it wasn't on Steam. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I not only played through it multiple times, I got my Insanity achievement as a Vanguard. Insanity is like the most
difficult.
It's the hardest it's the hardest achievement to get, in my opinion. I guess there might be others that are difficult, but as a Vanguard, like that's a melee class character, and you're going on an Insanity level. So and there was something wrong. Something went wrong in Origin in the time between I uninstalled it.
Took your goddamn achievement off?
It deleted all of my achievements. Not just that one. I lost.
I'm gonna throw up.
I'm gonna throw up.
And I will never be able to do that again because that was so much fucking emotional stress trying to get through that goddamn game.
Yeah, and I hate having to go to Uplay to play games too, but
that too. That's fucking bullshit too.
Yeah,
but
see, I don't mind it because I play the new Assassin's Creed games, and you have to go to Uplay. I've never had a problem. I have 200 hours almost in the last Assassin's Creed game. I never had one problem. So going to a new thing like an Epic store, it's the same thing as Steam, it's just not quite as refined.
That's the difference, though, is that Uplay is by Ubisoft, Origin is by EA. These are their developments. These are these developers or publishers or whatever releasing their games on their platform. I don't really have a problem with that. My big issue with Origin was that it was shitty, and I lost all of my shit.
Rough.
Now,
Origin was rough. I've never had a good time on that one.
Epic is trying to be a Steam killer, or it's trying to be a Steam rival, which that's
of course
fine,
they are.
But it just feels to me like they're going about it in it's not an okay way.
Well, they have the money. I see. That's where I disagree because they cannot compete unless they had the money. But they have the money, so now they can get exclusives and try to compete, rather than being left in the dust by Steam because they don't have the availability of people and the money. But now they have tons of people. They have tons of kids, which is a big selling point, which is not
disposable income.
Ethical to me. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Now that and all said, like, do you guys use GOG, Good Old Games?
I browse.
I've used it once because don't they have the Witcher game on there?
It's done by the CD Projekt Red.
Okay, yeah.
Now, what's cool about GOG is that if you had games in your Steam library that were also available from GOG, you could upload your Steam library and they would give you access to that game from GOG.
But they don't want to be a computer, a competition to them. That's the big difference.
Fucking awesome if Steam and Epic did that too. It won't happen, but that would make me fucking tickle pretty.
That would be better if they came to an agreement. Maybe in the next, it would definitely have to be after these big games release. It won't be before because they want to make their money off of it, of course, because it's an exclusive. But that they want to be a competition to them. They don't want to be a buddy. They want to win. They want to be the top dog.
You know what this is going to force Steam to do? Dude, finally release
update some goddamn
Half-Life
shit.
3.
Yeah,
they're finally going to fucking release Half-Life 3.
If they did that, the internet would blow up. It would be insane.
Would the internet even? Because so you guys know
yes,
like the inside joke with you and your buddies, and then you use it too much, and then it finally say like okay, so this is a bad fucking example. Now think about it. So say Half-Life 3 does get released.
Overdone. Yeah, you think it's
say if it does get
just
released,
a meme at this point.
If it's bad, if it's good, if it's whatever, it's been released.
It's gotta
you
be
can
good.
no longer make the joke. The internet would die. There would be nothing to talk about.
No. Well, there's always something.
They'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna release Half-Life 3?"
living together.
There's always cats and
yeah.
That would be nuts.
I wanted to say
it would fucking Steam would crash. Steam would not be able to handle the bandwidth of that stuff.
I want to say
they've had issues on with summer sales and stuff where you can't buy shit. I can't imagine if Half-Life 3 came up.
I was gonna say, with Epic, I guess, quote unquote poaching, allegedly, games and shit.
Can't call it poaching.
Do you think this would give Steam kind of a kick in the pants to maybe like
I hope so.
Give the people who are on their platform more of a cut? I don't know what the cut is.
I hope so.
I hope so. I really do. I love Steam.
Do you guys follow Shark Hugs Eneco on Twitter?
No clue who that is.
Okay. Wow, that was a mouthful.
That way I don't know.
What was that?
Eneco is the developer. Shark Hugs Eneco. Develops Ultimate Hat Dimension, Mid Boss, a bunch of really cool roguelikes and really, really fun games. And she's been posting.
Oh, I know this person.
A while ago, she posted all of these things like saying, "This is how much I get from my sales on Steam. This is how much
really?
I get on Itch.io. This is how much I get on them." And it's unbelievable how much less she gets from Steam, despite the fact that it's such a much bigger platform. The cuts the changes in the cuts that they've built up it's bullshit. They should be giving more.
Because Steam's such a big name, and they were like the only one in this group, just like in Amazon right now, where they pay their workers shitty wages and all this stuff. They have that. They're the top person, so there's no one that even competes with them. So they dictate everything. But now with an Epic being involved, maybe
I'm not defending Steam as being
no. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what. Like now, maybe Epic being involved will switch their mindset to be like, okay, we've made untold billions probably. And we can even it out now, give the people that make the games, especially smaller development companies, more cut, and then they'll stop going to Epic, who's paying them money. They want the money, but they also want to release their game. And now Epic's got a big viewership, and so does Steam now. So it's like now they have a secondary option rather than not getting a big cut on Steam.
And somewhere in there is Itch.io and Discord selling games. Like, where
Discord
are they
does?
even in?
Yeah. Discord's been on that for a little while. It's strange.
Really?
It's very,
That's
very
so
strange.
weird.
Oh, you know what's even weirder? And they've been doing this for even longer. But Twitch.
Yeah, we don't talk about Twitch.
Yeah, they've been doing that for like you'll be on somebody's stream, and sometimes it's if they're playing that game. But you'll scroll down and it'll be like, oh, buy this, and then they get a cut of it, blah, blah. And it's like, that is such a, it doesn't, what?
But it's kind of cool if that person gets a cut of it.
Now, what's cool is that if the games through Twitch, if you have a Amazon Prime account and you connect it to your Twitch, you get free games every month.
I do?
Yeah. Have you not been collecting them?
Wow,
no, I don't.
Missing
I am not an indie
million
person.
Things.
I play very small indie games. Very few indie games.
See, this is why you talk to somebody like me, because I can open your mind.
No,
Let me show
I almost bought the room.
Hey.
It looked really good, and I almost bought the room a few days ago.
It's good.
I know. It looks cool.
You should hear when I try to talk to Cody about indie games, because I am.
Shut him down.
That's all I play, and he's just like, I have no fucking clue. It blows his mind.
Games don't interest me. It's got to be like a Stardew. Like Stardew is interesting to me.
And see, that's your taste. That's your flavor.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah.
There's
I don't hate
wrong with
indie
that.
games. To me, some of them just don't seem interesting for me to play. And I don't like Call of Duty either. So I'm an RPG style player. I don't like, except for Fortnite, which I'm odd.
See, I play things like Archangel, House of the Seven Stars, Coffee Talk, Dream Daddy, Indiana Jones, The Fate of Atlantis, Little Red Lie.
Never heard
Tokyo
of any of these.
Dark, Sunless Sea. You know, you've never heard of any of these. On Steam or on
that's
Twitch,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
if you keep up with it, you get games like Devil May Cry HD. You get games
Yeah.
I don't
like
like those either.
Oh, I love that.
well, you get games like Observer, or you get Breach and Clear. You know, you get games like that. But alongside that, you're getting Broken Age. You're getting 1979 Revolution. You're getting Darksiders, the War
Going
Mastered Edition.
right over his head.
Right over my head. I know none
What?
of these.
I was like, I know that one. I know that one. Cody definitely doesn't know that one.
I'm like,
I know that
no
one.
clue, no clue, no clue, no clue.
Okay, Cody, one
and
of
I've
these
played
days-
some.
One of these days, I'm going to come up to Kansas. We're going to squat in CR's living room,
No.
and I am going to play through Kathy Rain from beginning to end, and I'm going to tie you to a fucking chair so you
the
don't
name
leave.
sounds horrible to me. Like, I can judge a game off the name. If it's a stupid long name or something.
You're one of those customers that I would hate to come walk into the store like, no, I don't want to read that. The cover looks bad.
No,
like,
I'm
hold
different
the
on
fuck
exactly
down.
it.
I will
Different on
nail your
books.
feet to the floor.
I'm getting ready to listen to Sapiens. Okay.
Okay, that's a good one. Are you going to
Yeah,
listen
I've
to
heard
Homo
it's very
Deus
good.
afterwards?
Is that the secondary part?
Yeah, Homo Deus.
Okay,
and then 21
I just heard podcasts I've listened to. They've talked about Sapiens, and I've heard good things about it. I really want to listen to it. So
After
I haven't
you're done
downloaded it. I
with,
just gotta listen to it.
After you're done with Sapiens, find something by Michio Kaku.
But do you know who? This is gonna start getting in the weeds here. No one's
hold
gonna
on.
know these
Before
people.
we move on,
Okay.
real quick.
Okay.
I looked up the Steam cut that they take.
Yeah.
Apparently they changed it. There's an article here that I'm reading. It says December 3rd of last year. It says Valve now rewards successful games with a larger cut of Steam revenue. But
Does it say?
apparently they were taking 30%. But then it says
See, that's a lot.
games. Now
They're
this is
rewarding bigger games with
this is
more cuts. So
this
you're
is
paying
this is the kick in the pants. That's what they
But
say. But
They also dictate
they're-
what's successful. So
their cut.
That's a
no,
problem.
well, no, hold, just let me finish. This and if it is quote unquote successful, they only take 25%, but that's after you go above 10 million in sales.
see, that's what I'm saying.
That
They
is-
dictate successful. That's
that is
kind of
so
bullshit.
They should be
10
giving that
million?
to the
Oh,
smaller
there's more.
devs,
Hold on.
the people that sorry.
And then they'll take 20%, but that's after you hit 50 million. And that's
Good.
that's games, DLC, that's everything that you can possibly do over the course of the
Yeah,
game's
so-
lifetime. So
'cause you're not
as
gonna
you
sell
continue
50
on, they
million
take less
games.
and less.
No one's gonna sell 50. Not no one, but very few games sell that many copies.
Well,
And-
something
and
like
then
Kathy
DLC on-
Rain
Oh,
or
God.
whatever is not going to sell 50 million copies.
Never.
So
Yeah,
you've got
yeah,
these small town devs. You've got
And
these
they're
smaller devs
Getting the
that
most
are
taken away from them.
working. Yeah, and they're working with the passion for the game. It's not that
Yeah,
oh,
it's
we're
kinda
making
like-
these games because we want to make money. We're releasing another counter or another not a Counter Strike, but another Modern Warfare or
Yeah.
whatever because we like money. These are people that are crafting these games from the heart because they believe in it. It's their
Yeah,
way of
it's a
expressing themselves.
passion. It's not just a
and they're getting
a
shit
money job,
on.
yeah.
Give them the
well,
fucking
and you
cut.
know, it's like politics. You know, rich don't get taxed. Anyway,
Nice little like
you know,
gut
yeah,
shot
same
and then
thing.
walk
They
away
hit the younger
passively.
people, and they, you know, or not the younger, the lower people, not the people that actually have that all the money to spare.
Before this gets into taxes, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, no, I'm over that. I could talk for days, but I have
This
a
is the
strong
CMAX
strong
Survival
opinions.
podcast.
No, but about the books again, like there's another guy, like I'm guessing none of you guys listen to Joe Rogan podcasts, but he's had this guy Graham Hancock, who's an author, on, and I really want to read his books too. They're interesting. They're different, but really interesting.
He's the one that
Like,
wrote the Fingerprints of the
Gods,
right?
and then
You know
there's
where
an
we keep that in the
second-
bookstore?
I don't.
We keep that in the back corner over by crafts in the conspiracy theory section or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
feel
thought-
like you should read it.
I thought it was
I can
going to
get you a
really
copy
weird.
if you want.
A lot of evidence that a lot of his things are true, but
Evidence.
no, there's evidence. He's just not mainstream. So
Evidence.
the mainstream archaeologists
I
kick
can-
him out of everything because they want to
Aliens.
agree with their stuff.
I
No,
can hear the air quotes with their fingers. It's
there's partial that his older shit is about that. He has a new one that he just came out with about the America, like the Americas, but it's about North America. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Okay.
I've listened to his last one.
When he started talking about connecting Solomon's Temple and the Twin Towers and the Star of David and the Pentagon, I just kind of checked out.
Oh, see, I have no clue about that.
It's from
Was that in the book?
That's from Talisman, his book Talisman.
Okay, he does write fictional and non-fictional. He writes both. I want people to understand that.
This is one of his nonfiction pieces.
Okay, so I just want to make sure.
Like,
yeah,
he's like, crap, they're onto us on our star design. Let's add one more bar into it.
No, but this stuff.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Just about ancient civilizations. It's not about. It has nothing to do with aliens and.
Do you watch
newer
Ancient
shit.
Aliens?
No, hell no.
You should. It's a funny as hell show.
Isn't that the one with the guy with the crazy hair?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah. Aliens, the meme
like
aliens. Yeah.
Every season, his hair gets like further and further up, like he's aquanetting it, and he's being abducted slowly.
Raised. Yeah. Aliens, and then one day he's
that.
just gonna be a beam of light, and he's gone. He's gone.
I didn't have a problem with that guy until he came out to be like a racist piece of shit.
Oh my god!
Is he?
What the fuck?
Well,
Jesus
I mean, that's
Christ.
basically any popular person nowadays. Fuck it.
That's fucking
Like I bet
crazy.
console required is racist. I bet you are, aren't
Oh.
you? No, you're not popular enough. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I was
Oh,
just running
shit.
off
You
CMAX
got it.
Survival's
I'm
like
not racist. I'm
stream
not
of
racist.
if you're popular, you're racist.
No,
I'm
but
not.
there's a lot of popular people getting exposed for it, I guess you could say. It's not that everyone popular is, but a lot of it seems like bigger people are getting exposed for it, which is good because they don't deserve to be big if they're gonna be ignorant towards other people.
So that's the thing, and this is gonna lead down a rabbit hole as soon as I say it, and I know it. It comes to a
Are you talking
point
about me?
where people kind of, people get offended by different stuff compared to other people.
Yeah.
Like I could say something really vulgar, and it would affect none of you. I could say it in front of my grandma. She'd be like, "What the fuck did you just
Oh
say?"
yeah.
But that's just the same context of like it's not necessarily what's racist, but it's more like, like how, like there are lines that are like I accidentally cross all the time. You're making a joke or something, and then someone goes,
As a
"Wow,
joke,
like
yeah.
what the fuck?" I'm like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, it's just
not that I'm saying like super intense
No.
off-color jokes.
Yeah,
but it's,
you're not saying the worst things.
I can make a dead dog joke, and then someone loses their mind over it. But it's it's just one of those things. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's a tough gig for comedians nowadays.
Might come
They're
to a
having
point where
rough
you just stop talking to people because you never know.
You almost have to.
Yeah.
Certain people, if they're
Especially, and then this kind of goes
upset
around
about a lot of
when you get super duper popular, people start to nitpick everything that you do, and they
Oh,
go back
yeah.
years and hey, I found this really racist tweet that you made one time, but you're like
12 years ago.
but that was like kind
well,
of like a joke at the time, but and the thing is, even and now this is a bigger generational gap, but there's like movies that we watch and we're like, wow, this would not fly today.
Oh
Extremely
yeah.
problematic.
Same with like tweets and shit and information, especially on the internet now, and especially here in like I want to say 20, 30 years
old
from now,
stuff, yeah.
they're gonna look back and go, wow, Grandpa, you had some really fucking racist tweets. And I'm like, well, you didn't understand. It was a different time.
And you have to take it in context.
Yeah, and to an extent, because there's like I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he was talking about there's these older people that are they're set in their ways, they're racist, all this stuff, but it's a mindset. If you're not able to change with the times, then you're an
As long
I
as
love
you
this word, but you're an
actually
ignorant
do-
person. Yeah,
As long as
because
you
then
actually do change.
yeah, as long as you can change, but there's a lot that don't like. And then I told him, and Brandon knows these people, Todd and Tyler. Tyler's dad's 85, and he don't give a shit what people
it's a
think.
radio show for the Midwest.
Yeah, there are a lot in the Midwest, Kansas and Nebraska and all this stuff. But like his dad's 85, and he is as progressive as it gets. He doesn't care. But there's older people, there's younger people than him that are just so anti other people.
Mind blowing.
Why can't people be just pro-human? God damn it!
Right.
Fuck.
It's so difficult. I know.
I hate it, man. My dad and my older brother's that way.
I'm
God.
delivering mail, and some guy's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "This shit again? Come on, man."
Oh. Don't you know I'm offended? God damn it!
Told you this yesterday. Leave me the fuck alone. Sorry, go ahead.
There's like a difference between being offended by I
Yes,
do believe that
there
there's a
definitely
difference
is. Yes.
between being offended and being offensive. Like somebody
Yes.
walking down the street throwing out,
To Brandon.
words that are just not acceptable
Oh,
anymore. If
I
you
have
were
a
to do
perfect
that
story on
today,
this. Perfect story on this. Go ahead.
well, real quick, let me finish.
Go ahead. Sorry. I
If
got
you
real
were to do
excited.
that today,
Yeah, I know.
that's like you can't no. Like the
Yeah, you
YouTube-
have to understand how to.
Right, but if you did that like 50, 60 years ago
It
and
was
somebody
normal.
brought up a video of it and you were like, "Oh my god. Oh, I am so sorry. I did
Yeah,
not
yeah.
I did not know what I was, da da da." That can be forgiven. That can be
Yes, as long as
alright,
they're
you've changed.
apologizing for it. Yes.
Yeah, but if somebody says, "Oh yeah, that was me," and I'm gonna redo it today, then
Well,
you
and
know.
There's been, and Brandon, I'll let you do your thing in a second. There's been some like pro athletes, not they've just gone pro or they're recently pro, and they've just had older tweets when they were 15, 16, and now
Yep.
they're 20 something, and it comes back to bite them. But they're like, I'm not that kid anymore. It was ignorant, yeah, but
Well, I'm gonna go back and delete all of my tweets.
yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of have to restart, get a new Twitter or something. Like
I have.
If you're ever gonna go that route of being super famous, it's rough.
Like even what was it, man? Years and years and years ago, when it's about the time like I met Gelf and all my Twitch buddies and this and that. It was
I'm
a really
sorry.
well, it was this is not going to make it any better.
Oh great!
It was I haven't struggled with this for like at least a year now, but it was a very depressive state for years and years. And I go back and look at my old tweets, and I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah.
You have zero self-esteem. It blows my mind. My mindset is so different compared to just even a couple years ago. It's
Why'd you
not
grow
that
older, man?
Well, it's not necessarily that I've grown confidence. I've grown. I don't care as I get older.
No,
I
but that is
I
a confidence to not care. That is a confidence
yeah.
because you're not caring about what people say. It's
to
different.
throw this back to a book. There's a book by Mark Mason. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh,
and
I've heard of
I
that.
challenge you to grab it from your local library or your local independent bookstore and read through
You make me want to
just
go to
the
those.
introduction. If yes, if
She's like, come to mine. She's trying to.
I can't drive all the way there. No.
If you get through the introduction and you don't say, "Yep, that's me. Yep, that's me," every single fucking page,
I'm definitely like that.
it's such a good book. It was so good that when it first released, we sold out.
Oh shit!
Every time we got new copies in, they were gone before I could grab a copy. So Miller, when he was living in Seattle, he was still living in Seattle. He brought me his copy of the book just so I could read it.
Because you couldn't even get one?
I couldn't even get one.
So, okay. Do you, especially since you're an in-store, you don't like Audible, I'm guessing?
No, I use Audible all the time. I have a subscription.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I just didn't know because, like, it's
Job
not
security,
going into a library
job
and all that
security.
stuff. Yeah, kind of.
Well, it's one of those things where the Nook
You're still paying the book person. But
right.
the
Well,
author.
the Nook audiobook app is good. But it doesn't fit with the way that it doesn't fit with my lifestyle as it regards to audiobooks because I listen to a lot of them. And so I have the subscription to Audible because it works better for me. Now there is an option called Libro.fm that supports independent bookstores with your audiobook purchases.
Ooh, that's cool.
Over our book purchases and audiobook.
I'd like to do it because, like, when I'm at work, it's headphones all day, and eventually I run out of podcasts, especially if I'm caught up. So now that's why I downloaded Sapiens. I'm gonna start listening to it Monday, I think, at work.
But that said, I don't buy physical books from Amazon. I don't.
Yeah, you buy them from. Okay.
Yeah, I buy
local
physical
stuff.
books from home. If I can, I buy it from my store, or if I can even, if I can go even further, if I can buy it direct from the publisher or direct from the author themselves, I try to do that as much as I can.
I gotta look more. I'm just starting with books and stuff, but I wanna listen and read more things just to expand my
In fact,
brain.
don't tell my boss, but there have been a couple of times where I've gone to a different local bookstore, a
Oh
smaller one,
no!
in order to make my purchases. Shh, don't tell her.
Don't listen to the podcast, our boss.
Jesus Christ. Well, it's
God
like me
dang it.
like ordering off Amazon and then getting it shipped through like UPS or FedEx or something.
You know that
Oh,
there's somebody
yeah.
who delivers it to your house going, wait a second, what the fuck? They know.
Man, what the hell? Something was said in there that brought me to the new card board game type thing I played yesterday, but I don't remember.
Well,
Well, I did have to go to another Barnes and Noble other than my store in order to get a book that we didn't have at our store because I wasn't willing to wait for it to come in. So
You
I went over there
wanted
and
it.
I'm like, hey, I'm buying this. Oh, I'm an employee. How long have you worked here? Shifty eyes.
Not here.
You just kind of cover one side of your face.
7 years. Just say something.
I'm actually the owner. I'm actually
Yeah, I run this thing. You're fired. No.
tell us about your game.
Oh, yeah, because we played like we talked about last weekend with the Bucket of Doom. I tried to look for it this weekend. I could not find it. I have to buy it on Amazon.
God.
Oh,
Could not
wait,
find
no,
it.
don't do that.
I can't find it anywhere.
I'll see if I can find it for you. Just don't do it.
Well,
Bucket
that doesn't make
of
sense.
Doom.
I don't hate
Where
Amazon.
to buy. There we go.
They
All right.
give me everything in 2 days.
They're at a Target. They're at a Target.
I went to a Target, wasn't there. So
There's 3 of them. Did you go to all 3
went
of
to a
them?
Walmart, wasn't there.
Oh,
No, I'm
this
not
is
gonna
Dallas,
travel 3
Texas.
stores.
Sorry, I'm
Oh
sorry.
God! Oh no! I'm in Kansas.
Even the Bucket of Doom website says, don't forget to check your local GameStop.
Yeah, no thanks. Sorry,
I'll
I'd
look
rather
there.
just not play it. Sorry. Oh,
Oof.
sorry.
No,
Bad.
I don't. They're okay. I don't mind. I don't go there very often.
I just don't like going in there anymore.
Now. No, it's turned into a weird.
I like to go. We have this place called Vintage Stock, and holy crap,
That
like
already sounds
Is that
horrible.
is that up in Park City?
it's in the mall. It's in Town East, and
Oh no shit.
they have
We're
little
really
they
like taking a sniper shot at these guys, by the way.
it's far. Wichita's a big area.
It's pretty.
They have like they have like anime figures. They have old consoles. They have every fucking type of any
Really?
console game, any old console game, like refurbished. They have.
I'm a new age guy,
They have
so.
vinyl records. They've got they got some anime books just for you, Cody. They have DVDs.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, it's cool. It's just pure like. I mean, it's everything from A to Z, digital kind of stuff. They got fucking.
Is that where you saw those the figurines that you sent? The
Yeah. The
Oh,
Flash and
okay.
the Green Arrow. They
yeah,
were
the
super
Green Arrow.
detailed.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Dude,
they were insane. They were
so
expensive. They were
I know you
cool,
don't care
though.
about this, but I almost bought me a. I'm gonna get kind of specific with this because audio listeners anyway.
Get into it.
Super Saiyan God Goku statue. It was probably 8 inches tall, and it was like
damn.
it was $25, and I was like, oh.
That's a decent price. Shit.
Yeah, I just couldn't spend $25, so I went over to Hot Topic.
Yeah,
and got me another,
yeah.
I got me.
Because
A
those ones
two-
you sent me were 60 or something. I was like, oh god, I can't
those
do
were
that.
those were incredibly detailed though. Those
yeah,
were
they
awesome
were
looking.
insane.
So,
But anyway, back to
yeah, go ahead.
that game. I was looking for Bucket of Doom, and I went to a Target and a Walmart. Just no one even close to that type of game. And then Walmart ended up. They have a way bigger selection than Target, and they had this one. It's called True Colors, and it's 6-person game, and you each pick a color, and then you have you get 2 of every person's color. So there's like the red, green, orange, yellow, pink, blue. I think I named them all. And you get 2 of each one except for your own because you can't vote for yourself on anything. And so someone will read it's called a scenario card, but it's like it'll say like,
Wait, we
no,
talked about this last podcast, though, didn't we?
no. I literally just got this game yesterday, Brad.
Oh, I was phasing in and out, and I swore you were talking about Bucket of Doom because we just.
That's
talked
what I'm
about it.
saying. I know is the scenario card's similar. I don't know if it's called a scenario card. I think it is, but and there's 2 sides to that card too, and you can read either one. And you read it, and it'll pop up like, there was one like, who has the most road rage? Like, who's the worst road rage of the group? And what you do is, if you think it's one person, you can put like, my brother John was red, so I could put both of his reds back to back, so no one sees who you're voting in, and you put it in a voting box, and then at the end of everyone voting, you take it out and count who got what, or you can do this person and this person because you think they're both terrible at driving. They got road rage, and so you put it in the box, and then it gets dumped out. You choose. There's 3 cards on the table. It's like most, some, and none, and you get points based off where you put your figurine and how many points you get in the box. It was funny. There were some ones I was like, no one voted for me. Wow, like that's makes me feel a certain way, and I'm pretty upset. like there was one for Blake that was like something about looks, and his fiance didn't even vote for him. It was hilarious. Dude, it's pretty good. It was like $20. It's 6 players. It was fun. It's interesting, especially with a group of people where you can, because no one knows who voted for what, so it's like it's funny to see all the votes. It's pretty cool.
We got to get together and play Sushi Go Party.
What's that?
It's a game where not Sushi Go Party. Sushi Go Party is one, and then there's Sushi Go. No, I think it is Party. But what it is you have these rules set out to say what's the wasabi increases your score times 3, or if you get 3, yeah, there we go. Or if you get 3 maki rolls, you get, different rules. And you start out with a handful of cards, you save which one you want, and then you pass your hand to the person to your left, and you get one from your right. Then you choose from that which one you want to keep, and you keep going around. So it's like a conveyor belt of sushi, and you can pick which one you want.
And you're wanting to get the same type.
Exactly. And then if you say, I want this one, and all of a sudden I've got 3 maki, so I get 9 points instead of 3. Or I have a wasabi, but I don't have the one that goes with it, so I only get 1 point instead of the 5 I would have gotten, things like that. But you also have to look, because whoever plays like a certain card first, they get the points, but then the second point, the person, if they play the same one, they don't. So you have to see like, okay, did this person play it yet? There's one over here. Do I saw it in my hand? Should I play mine because I could be the first one? I get the point, that kind of thing. It's very fun. It's very quick. It's very easy to learn.
Yeah, like a quick paced one. Yeah. Have you? I want to say I'm assuming you've played this, Gelf. Munchkin.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm undefeated.
I love that game. Me too. And I've only played a few times, but I need to buy the board because the board one's a little better. But I got the other version without the board. I just got to buy the board. But it's basically an RPG, Brandon. If you haven't played it. And
it's
Tiff,
awesome.
It's an RPG board game. It's so fun. It is so fun.
You know how I won?
It's nerdy as shit.
Game?
Wasn't that the one that Kevin brought over?
No.
That's his name. No,
yeah.
No,
he did bring it over. Yeah, we just
said
didn't
it was
play
too long though, or something.
Yeah, but it's not
a
too long.
Game, but it's awesome
kind of
because when you play, like you can make it longer.
It's fun. Yeah.
But I won my first game by staying low and like helping other people. Like, I really feel bad for you. Here's the deal.
I didn't help anyone.
And then it was just me and one other guy, and I ganked him from behind and I won.
Oh no, man! There's some cool little tricks you can do, especially like because you can pick like the halfling or the human and all this type of stuff. It's pretty cool. They have a lot of RPG aspects into a board game. It's one of the most fun I've ever played. I just got to get the real, but I don't have a group that I can play with. Sucks. Just got to go to Brandon's. Just me, Brandon, and our ladies, Tiff, Nene, and Giselle. They'd play.
So I was looking up some more. I'm reading as you guys are talking.
Yeah.
Kind of snap 180 for a second. We were talking about Apex earlier.
Oh yeah.
And I just saw this new article. It says Apex Legend piggybackers face temporary bans, and those are essentially. It would be like if we were like, say it was like say we're playing Fortnite trios, Cody. It's me, you, and someone who is just either really garbage at the game or is like hanging around us just to soak up experience points.
Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah,
but they're banning people for this, and some people are actually claiming that they're playing legitimately. Like they just kind of suck. They're just like, hey, I suck.
Disagree.
Sorry. Well,
they can tell the difference in their stats. They can tell a difference.
Probably.
Because they can probably tell how much each person is moving, and if they die early or if they're not dying early, they can tell. I think that's smart because that does happen a lot, especially in Fortnite. You'll see people just dropping and landing and just not moving. Like you saw that one game and you were like, "Oh, I think they came too finally." Like, And Team Rumble and shit like that's really bad at. We'll have 3 or 4 on each team that are just dropping and sitting there. It's just easy kills. They're not doing anything.
Well, I mean, like this quote here, it says, "This is literally the only way I've won. That, hey, at least I'm not cheating. I just can't aim, and I know it." And it says, and they also said, "I suck at aiming, so my only chance is to run around and survive, pot-shotting guys so that my other squad mates kill them." You know, they're just playing casually, but they're getting temporary bans for it now.
That's what I'm saying. I think they can tell with certain people.
No, I mean, like this guy was one of the people that got temporary banned, and
Well,
he was
he
like,
can
"Hey,
also
I'm."
be lying in what he says too.
Jesus Christ! Why
Depending on
would you go?
their
Why
stats.
would you go so far to protect your XP? You know, like, oh, I just suck at the game. It's like, yeah, but
Because he got banned, he didn't want his account to be banned.
it's only a temporary ban though. So
Yeah, and he'll be back, and I don't know. It's good and bad. It's good if they do it to where if they can tell that people are just landing and not moving.
yeah. If you're sitting still,
know?
obvious.
If someone's moving and playing the game, they're just not good. Then you cannot ban them for that. That's
Right, that's what
gonna
I'm saying.
push people away. Like their
people are
numbers have
getting
already
banned
dropped
doing that.
severely. So
because they think that they're just following around the squad and not doing anything.
Then that's wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. Because if you get no kills, you get lucky with playing with good players. You want to get a win. I've done that.
We've done that.
We've all
Fortnite.
done that. You
it's
know?
like, I've got 15 kills. You have 2, but we know that
I
we're
have
on equal footing in
0.
skill.
I shot a couple guys. You know.
I'll just take the back seat on this one.
It just takes time for people to learn. You know, people are different.
So I know
That makes sense.
Cody and Tiffany don't really care about Final Fantasy. Gelf, do you care about Final Fantasy at all?
Oh, thank God.
Fuck off.
Oh, thank God.
Okay,
Oh,
it's not that I really like. Okay, so it's not that I'm like. It's not my favorite series, but I'm just gonna talk about it anyway. They're remaking Final Fantasy VII, and it looks so fucking good. Like it's so cinematic. I'm like, holy
How many is there?
crap!
Like 15 of them or something?
I'm expecting a
fucking
Gears of
30 of
War, not Gears of War, Metal Gear Solid, where you get like a 45-minute cutscene every half hour or whatever.
That's the first one. That game is so good. I love the cutscenes. I've seen them a billion times with Bearded. Dude.
Yeah.
We just watched it as a movie together. Like when he was streaming it, we would just sit there for 30 minutes at a time, just chatting.
I know. I wish I could have. I could know shit.
It's
He sent
really
me a
cool.
video, a YouTube video of like these actors playing this thing, and it was like, this is basic summary of Metal Gear Solid. It was just stupid shit, dude. It was just like, oh, I love that girl, and it's like she gets sniped, you know? And you kill her.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh,
He's like,
no. Oh no. Now I have to go into
It
this
was
big
so
old
funny.
sniper duel with Sniper Wilson.
And then he fights a giant mech, and it was like, and then the dude's alive. Like, oh God,
Yeah.
Jesus! It was so funny though. I was like laughing my ass off.
There is
None
a
of it made
character.
sense though.
This is gonna make less sense. I'm just gonna outright tell you.
Oh, great!
There's a character in the first Metal Gear. His name is Deep Throat.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa.
And he's like, who is this? And he's like,
Man,
he's
Japan not fucking around, bro.
He's like, you can call me Deep Throat, and just walks off. I'm like, all right.
Is he in it ever again? That'd be great if he wasn't. That'd be the greatest exit line ever.
You guys do know that Deep Throat is a name for a spy?
Yeah,
it was
that's
coined back in the Watergate scandal.
Right, and that's
not what I
think.
No.
That's the time frame, and yeah, like he is.
The
he
way
is
it
a
was
spy.
made.
Yeah. Like that's just what it is.
Well, you know, overall human knowledge, that is not what that means.
And the name's Deep Throat, unironically.
It's straight unironically. Just, I'm gone. Vanish. God dang it. It's hilarious. Oh, you need to tell your story about the guy driving by.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if I want to repeat it. I guess
you
I
can't
could.
say the specific words. You can, but we're not doing it in a vulgar way. It's not mean.
Well, it's just weird. Okay, so as a male person, I get yelled at a lot. Just random shit thrown at me. Like, not literally thrown at me, but like, it's surprising how much, like, we get a lot of praise and we get a lot of hate. It's very polarizing. And
which makes no sense. I don't understand how you get hate.
I don't know. Well, I mean,
you're delivering mail.
We get misdeliveries.
You don't have the package, you know.
But this guy in particular, so it's raining out. I'm on one of the main roads. I was helping a buddy before, we all head home. And this truck drives by. And so I wear sweatbands to just to hold my hair mainly, not much of like sweat or rain or whatever. And I wear bright ass colors. And that day I was wearing bright green. And I don't know if this triggered the guy, But he drove by.
It triggered him.
I'm just gonna say it, but it's just so mean. But he was just like, he just rolled down his window, and he was like, "You're a fucking queer," and just drove off. I was like, "What?"
Describe the type of person he was.
It was a dude, bro. He was driving an Avalanche. And
that makes. Oh my God! I didn't know he was driving an Avalanche. Oh no!
My first thought was, he just must not like green. I don't know what his problem is. And I just walked on, and I was like,
that bright green threw him off.
That was literally my first thought that registered. Not like, oh, I'm offended, mind you, it is offensive to just flat out do that. That's just
very offensive.
But my literal first thought was, because I don't give a shit. I've been called a lady. I've been called the F word. I don't like to repeat that one. It's
that one's pretty rough.
I just got to a point where I just don't care. It's like when he said that, I was just like, I wonder what that guy was.
I'll wear orange tomorrow. Okay.
I mean, I'll wear bright pink, and I do a big social experiment with these sweatbands. I really do. Hot pink gets the friendliest replies across all routes.
Really.
Orange and dark green give more negative responses, which is interesting.
Really?
Black and gray are neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
And then bright green is usually bright green's pretty good, but it's more like off the wall responses, especially with that guy. Like,
yeah, that was just out of nowhere.
You're
not even delivering mail to him. It's just he just screamed at you.
Yeah, and I was like in somebody's yard. He was just like, "Hey, fuck off." I was like, "All right, dude."
That's I would have immediately.
We can't do it.
Cussed at him.
I know we can't do it.
And I would have fought him. Well, I would have.
Jesus.
Hey,
get back
you're
here.
Gonna call me that? I'm gonna fight you. You're an idiot. You're a stupid human.
It's just mind blowing. I don't get it, especially towards male people, because like we just get shit all the time. Like there's this
you were saying, 100-hour weeks. You guys work a lot. You're doing a lot of shit.
We see a lot.
Delivering mail. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's this one corner that I deliver around. And it's a shadier area, and there's always a couple guys or ladies sitting out on a porch, and it's always different people. I don't know how many people live in this house. It's not a very big house. But
crack house.
So like their house is part of a CBU, and then I go to the next street over, and I walk that street. So I don't deliver to their house, but their house is facing me while I walk the street.
Deliver to the CBU, yeah.
And they always, they don't give me shit, but they're very passive aggressive, and it's so uncomfortable. They always comment about my sweatbands and make kind of sort of real borderline gay jokes, and I'm a scrawnier dude, so I mean I don't care about my size. So to put it in perspective, I'm 6'1", I weigh 150 pounds. I'm kind of like I'm a tanned up stick man.
Way more than that in 8th grade.
I've weighed that and have been the same height since 8th grade.
I know, it's insane. I'm the only one that's
27. But yeah, I don't know. It's also, man, there's one thing.
It's people.
A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about the post office. Sorry, I just like talking about the post office.
100%. I think they do.
Well, because they think that
I did until you explained some stuff.
They think a lot of the carriers have a lot of they're like, I swear to God, if someone thinks I can fucking magically pull a piece of mail out of my bag one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind.
If you don't get the mail, then it's not there.
If I don't have it, I don't have it. I'm not the one who sorts the mail. I sort the magazines, but we don't sort the actual mail.
And sometimes things are delayed, and you don't get an email about it being delayed. It's just it'll be there the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, packages especially. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, packages are rough. I've had some Amazon issues. Give me a lot of free day shipping.
I gotta go check my mail and go grab mine.
And the biggest thing, and this is the one that I see a lot, is on Reddit or customer complaints is, hey, it says that my package was delivered, but I don't have it. The way that packaging works with the USPS is the second we scan it, the scanner sends our geolocation to the server. The second we scan it.
Yeah.
Not when we say
in the building.
Okay, I'm out on the street, right? And
yeah.
They encourage us. We don't scan it on the street, because if we scan it on the street, then the geolocation is all fucked up. You scan it at the door. So this is what happens. So say Gelf, she has a package coming and it's not there. She gets an email that says it's been delivered. She calls the post office, and they look up the geolocation, and they go, yeah, it says it was delivered to your house today at this exact time. They have the time. They have the exact location. I mean, that GPS is fucking accurate as fuck. Like that one.
Yeah, but if you scan it early, does it show you where you scanned it?
Yeah, like so if I scan it out in my street, like out in the street in my truck, it'll say it scanned in the middle of the street, but then that means they have to guess on which house in that vicinity I may have accidentally taken it to. So that's why they encourage it at the door. But and so then they tell Gelf, well, it says it's been scanned at this time at your door. There's nothing we can do. It's been delivered. The service that we have provided is finished because
I've had you stolen.
Like, it's not our job to knock. It's not our job to ring the doorbell, but we do it. It's not our job to hide your package, but we do it. You know,
I disagree with that. How's that not your job?
Well, because our job is just a delivery service, but we get it. We understand, and that's why we do the things that we do. Yeah,
that should be a part of your job. Because I've had one where I ordered the big old tall tower of Amazon Alexa, and I was sleeping at the time it was delivered. Never got a knock. There's no thing on my thing. No thing on my door. It was just sat outside, and it said it was delivered, but it was stolen from my thing. So, from my apartment. And it was dumb of him to put it in the apartment or at my door at the apartment, because 99% of the time they go to the office. They'll just hand it to the office, and the office calls you to come get it.
Yeah.
So someone stole it, and I had to go through Amazon. They were like, yeah, we'll send you a new one for free. It's fine. Blah, blah, blah.
See,
and it was just annoying to deal with.
That's what prevents people from getting free stuff as well, is because then Amazon goes, hey, Postal Service, like, what happened with this missing package? And they go, well, it says it was delivered, so people can't go, like, we deliver it, and they go, oh, we didn't get it, quote unquote. And then, but there was a thing that kind of bit me in the ass on one Sunday, was I delivered to a shitty area, and I went up to the door, and mind you, there's no porch. It's just a door. There's no floor mat. There's nothing.
It's just an open thing?
It's just a flat door. It's just a door on a building.
Toss it in the house?
No. The door's closed. The door's not open. Oh. I've abandoned the house.
You said no door. I was like, no, I meant tossing that bitch in the house.
Did I say no door? I meant no porch. No, there's no porch. It's just a door, and it was really windy.
Yeah, like walking into a building.
I put it in like the storm door kind of thing, like the glass door. Like that was it. And I scanned it at the door. Well, the GPS, it was cloudy that day, and the GPS had scanned it on the other side of the street, which is a gas station. And and that package was stolen that day. And so they come up to me and they go, Brandon, what happened? We got you scanning this package at the gas station on it was like something Oliver. And I was like, and this is funny because that exact same day that they asked me, I just did that route for the first time. Like this was like the following Monday, I did the route where I delivered to that exact same gas station. And when I got back that day, they were like, "Hey, we caught. We didn't catch it. We saw this. We have this package. It's gone. It said it was scanned at the gas station. What happened to it?" And I was like, "Well, fun fact. I just delivered to that gas station today. And when you walk inside, there is a huge display of cameras and screens that you can see. I was like, you can go in there and pull all those tapes, and you will never see my LLV touch that." 100%. And I told them about how the GPS can mess up on cloudy days and everything, and they're like, "Oh, well, I've never used the GPS." And I was like, "Yeah, I know you don't. You're a supervisor. That's how it always goes." And I got a little heated, but it's just, of course, it's one of those things where it's like, man, you got to be very careful with the GPS.
100%, especially with and how can you control it on a cloudy day? You just
can't
do it,
dude. When we're delivering on Sundays on like a rainy day, when we're driving, our GPS will straight up think that we're on a different street and tell us to turn down a road that doesn't exist.
Man, that's crazy.
It's like, what the fuck?
Especially if it's not a route you're like, oh, this is not right.
Yeah.
So if it gets stolen, how quick does it get back to your station and the post office and then your station from Amazon? Like, is it very quick?
Like when Amazon sends you a new one?
Well, say Amazon asks you guys, like, why was it stolen?
Oh yeah, so
does that take a few days, or is that like almost immediately?
I mean, they work as I don't know, because the customer has to call the post office, and then the post office tells the people to get a hold of Amazon because that's their order.
I didn't even call them.
It's a big chain of
great Amazon.
Yeah, it's a big chain of, and that's the thing is if you call Amazon and they go, hey, did you get a hold of the post office, and you go no, then they're like, okay, then we'll do it for you, kind of thing, or
exactly, and then they didn't even say that, they were just immediately like, okay. I was like, look, I don't understand why this guy did it, but he left it out front. like my apartment was up the stairs, first door right up the stairs to the left. So if he sets a package there, everyone on the bottom floor can see it, and everyone on the top floor can see it. So,
yeah.
so
I try to
it's
hide mine
gonna get
best I
stolen.
can.
Well, and in an apartment, that's the only issue I've ever had. I've had a couple delivered there, but they're usually bigger boxes. But that was a smaller one, so most of the time they'll just be like, "Okay, no one answered. I'll take it to the office." It's not, and it's on their way out to go to the office. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's a big thing as well. Is with apartment complexes, some offices do take them, but almost every office that we deliver to on a Sunday specifically is closed.
Yeah, because they don't work. Yeah.
So,
man, that's true. I did start getting shit delivered, and because I always thought Sundays, no mail. I started ordering shit off Amazon, and then in Indiana, I started getting shit on Sundays, and I was like, and I'd wake up and I'd open my door and there's a package. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and then that does make sense that it can't be delivered to the office.
Since you're in an apartment, you can actually tell your mail carrier to hold all packages.
Keep it, hold it, yeah.
And then you could just pick them up at the post office.
I wouldn't hold them all. It's just definitely on a Saturday, Sunday, maybe. Yeah, depending on when mail gets delivered on a Saturday, because the office is open from a short amount of time.
Is, on Sundays, people know that we deliver packages on Sundays, so they specifically drive around to go steal packages on Sundays.
Oh, it's so fucked.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Man,
dude, we had during Christmas. Dude, it was like during Christmas we were losing like 30 packages a day. Yeah. Like it was fucking crazy.
Oh my god, people just don't even care.
Like they told us they got to a point where it was before you scan a package, check your area, and if you see any car that looks familiar, then they're following you, and then don't. Oh. And then they told us if you see anybody following you, don't deliver any packages for the rest of the day. Like, because they
follow mail people.
Yeah, people follow routes.
That is so
people
weird.
have learned our routes because we do them every day. It's not hard. You just follow them around, and then once I leave the street, then they just come into the street and take them. It's sad. It's weird to say this, but it's easy to steal from the post office.
It's 100% easy because most of the time, if you lay a package on someone's door because they're not there, they can tell people aren't there, so they just go up and take it. And people in the neighborhood aren't really watching, so.
Dude, there are so many Ring doorbells. Holy crap. I think it's easily 3 out of 5 houses.
And they'll catch people too. That shit's weird.
It's cool with those Ring doorbells. They're attached to a neighborhood network. They can share videos with each other. It's so cool.
I love that. I like that in the ways of protecting shit, but it's also weird because you can take it right off the wall. I've seen some things where people just walk up and smash them or take them off the wall, and it's like,
he didn't take my package. He took my fucking doorbell.
Yeah, he just took my Ring doorbell. I don't know where it's at.
That's good. That's so good. All right. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ask about D&D. Do you mind if I change the subject slightly?
Sure. We have a few minutes.
Okay. I am currently beta testing, alpha testing the campaign with a friend.
Nice.
But as soon as we're done running through it, it should be good. So
okay, cool. We got to figure out a time where all of us can get
Tiffany will be joining us as well. She has made a character. Is that okay? Is it not 4-player compatible?
No, Tiffany's got a channel. She's totally good.
Oh, gosh.
I made her that night we did it. Yep.
Oh. I just didn't even see anyone's. I just went to mine and started chatting.
Yay.
But yeah, in fact, I might have to make things a little bit harder if we've got 4 people.
I would think so, yeah. I would think so.
And I
updated my stuff, yeah.
And quickly. But if you guys have character sheets that you can link me, again, just to make sure, throw them in your personal channels.
I linked that one, but I put myself as a level 1. I changed it to a level 3, and my hit points and stuff went up a little bit. So now it makes sense to my brain because, like, I started out at 11, and Brandon was like a 20-something.
My HP was 23, and his was 11.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh shit, she said level 3, so I changed my level, and it bumped up again. So everything's good on my end now. And I added the longsword, like you said. So.
Sweet, dope. All right,
sweet. Hell yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up. It's been an hour and a half. What did you guys think of the hour and a half?
I don't mind. I mean, I chatted.
Oh my god,
she didn't like the post office.
Serious inquiries only. Stuff. Please.
Oh no.
I'm teasing.
I liked it. It felt way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because every
There's a
hour.
lot of talking.
Yeah, like every hour that we did, I always had so much more to talk about afterwards, and it kind of.
Always.
And I feel like I'm actually kind of
weird.
like satisfied with this one, even though this podcast was clearly Cody and Gelf's, but that's totally fine. I really enjoyed listening. Tiffany and I were laughing with our mics muted. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, were
you?
Loved it.
The last was you guys.
Yeah, the last little bit was. It's just me. I'm a talker and I'm a dick.
Well, we appreciate
I
your
had to
face.
step away and do
My voice is louder.
ups.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. God, how's your eye doing? Is it okay?
It still hurts.
Oh no!
The thing is it didn't get bubbles in it. It was like full blown, like
straight. Yeah, it was straight before you lather it on. It's just straight fucking gel.
And the thing is it's red. It's red hair dye shampoo.
Oh no!
So I don't know how much of my eye is like dyed red and how much is just from irritation.
That sounds so horrible. Well, you'll see hopefully soon. Hopefully it washes out. You know.
All right. Off we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, sucks for your eye. All right, later.
Oh man. That's console required.
Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and announce our little. We're doing.
Yeah.
Our Patreon is now up. It will be at patreon.com/console required. So far right now we just have a couple small tiers like $2, $5, $10, $20. There's not really a lot of there's not like a lot of rewards. At some point you do get to sit in with the podcast.
We can definitely start working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But it's more of like if you just want to throw a couple bucks, because we do have a lot of stuff planned, and I would like to pay these people at some point in my lifetime to because I appreciate there's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes, and I just really appreciate it, and I don't want to work for free either. So, yeah, feel free. It's up. It is locked into the lower rate. If you don't know what that is, doesn't even matter. Yeah, you can also find us. You can find us on Spotify. Required Podcasts. You might have to search around for a little bit. We're kind of low in the search engine at the moment. YouTube.
But it's on there. I saw you react to it. It was cool.
I'm so happy because
awesome.
that's all I listen to is Spotify and like podcasts and music and seeing our own creation on Spotify.
I think how much better it would be if it was podcast required instead
God
of
damn
required
it.
podcast.
No.
It's just going to be the. All right. I've had enough of you two bickering. It's just going to be
Wouldn't that be funny? Just the?
It's going to be next layout. Yeah, next layout. It's just going to be the. It's going to be THE.
That's funny. Okay, YouTube.
We'll figure something out. So yeah, YouTube, youtube.com. Is it youtube.com/required or is it YouTube users? I'm typing this on the fly and filling it in.
On the fly.
Filling it in
Don't
with
have the link on me.
with my voice. It takes me right to it. YouTube.com/console required. Need to fix that picture. That's clearly old. Yeah, there's some podcast stuff. There's a couple videos of Gelf's stream that I've meshed together. If you want to see those for whatever reason. Anyway, we'll wrap up.
It
If you
good
just
one.
no. Gelf streams. I need to add all the links will be down below in the YouTube and all that. It'll be all set. Twitter and if people stream. Which I think Gelf is like the only one that streams at the moment. Just go watch her when you can.
Yeah, I'll plan on starting again eventually. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I streamed once. Did you guys catch my stream yesterday?
I caught it.
Wow, that's the only one you're getting for this year. Sorry, bud.
I threw a Shabbat in there.
See you in another 2 years.
Yeah.
It said my last stream was 2017.
2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy, dude. I remember that stuff. Anyway, yeah.
All right. So anyway, thanks for.
That's funny.
Thanks for listening. I didn't bring this up at the beginning or at all, but we have a new layout, and I love it because thank you. The audio listeners have no fucking clue. It's wonderful. I love it.
It's very good.
All right, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.